Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that society often tries to teach us, that there is a right time for everything. The right time to study, to work, to marry, and even to dream. But today, I want to tell you something different. Success has no age. Success is not limited by age. This simple line holds a powerful truth that can change the way we look at our lives. Many times people around us believe that success belongs to a certain age group. They think that if someone becomes successful at a young age, they are gifted, and if someone succeeds later in life, it is a miracle. But the reality is far from that. Success is not tied to how many candles are on your birthday cake. It is tied to your mindset, your efforts, and your will to keep moving forward despite challenges. When we are young, people tell us that we are too inexperienced to dream big. They say, wait until you grow up, you don't understand how the world works. This makes many young people believe that they should wait for some perfect age to begin their journey. But history and real life are filled with examples of young individuals who refused to wait. They believed in themselves, took the first step early, and created their own path. They didn't let their age become a wall. Instead, they used it as a bridge to reach their goals. On the other hand, society often sends a different message to older people. It says, your time has passed. You should have done it earlier. Now it's too late. This is one of the biggest lies. Success has no expiry date. There are countless examples of people who found their purpose and achieved greatness after everyone thought their chance was gone. Some became authors after retirement. Some started businesses in their 50s. Some learned skills that others believed were only for the young. They proved that dreams don't fade with age. They only wait for the moment you decide to chase them. Success is like a door. It doesn't ask your age before opening. It opens for those who knock with determination. It doesn't matter if you knock as a teenager full of fresh energy or as someone with decades of experience. What matters is that you knock, and you keep knocking until it opens. Age can never be the key. Persistence is. In life, there are phases. Some people are ready to run early, and some need time to walk before they fly. Both journeys are valid. Some children find their talent early and make an impact, while some adults discover their passion after years of searching. Neither is ahead or behind. Each person has their own time to shine. Comparing your age to someone else's timeline is like comparing the sun and the moon. Both shine, but in their own time. Often it is not age that limits us, it is the fear of judgment. People fear being called too young to know anything, or too old to start something new. This fear holds more people back than age ever does. The moment you stop letting these voices control you, you will realize that the only real barrier was inside your mind. The world respects action, not numbers. Success doesn't belong to a generation, it belongs to the ones who dare. Some teenagers change the world with their ideas. Some elderly individuals inspire generations with their resilience. Both are equally powerful. Both are examples that success chooses the brave, not the young or the old. It doesn't look at your face and guess your age. It looks at your heart and sees your fire. If the fire is alive, success responds. Age is just a number. Passion matters. This idea breaks the chains of the traditional timeline that society often sets for people. From a young age, we are taught to follow a strict path, study at a certain age, work at a certain age, succeed at a certain age, and settle down at a certain age. But the truth is, life does not work according to these fixed calendars. Passion has no age. When someone burns with a strong desire to achieve something, their age becomes irrelevant. What drives them forward is not the number of years they have lived, but the fire that lives inside their heart. Passion is the energy that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. A person who is passionate about their dream wakes up with purpose no matter if they are 15 or 50. They do not count their years, they count their efforts. You can see this in the way their eyes light up when they talk about their goals. Their voice carries power, and their actions speak louder than any age-related doubt. When passion is strong, it pushes away excuses. It doesn't wait for the right time, because for passion, every time is the right time. Many young people have achieved greatness not because they were young, but because they were deeply passionate. They refused to let their lack of age-related experience stop them. They learned, they worked, they improved, and their passion guided them like a compass. Similarly, many older individuals have reinvented themselves through passion. They picked up new skills, started new journeys, and followed dreams that had been asleep for years. Their age didn't limit them because their passion was louder than the voices telling them to stop. Passion has a unique power. It makes people forget fear. A passionate person doesn't spend hours worrying about failure. They spend hours working toward their dream. They are not scared of starting small, and they don't care if others laugh at them. Their mind is focused, their energy is clear, and their heart is full of belief. That is why age becomes meaningless in front of such determination. When passion is alive, even the biggest obstacles look small. Society often focuses too much on timelines, but passion creates its own timeline. There are people who discovered their calling late in life, but rose faster than those who started early, because their passion gave them speed and strength. There are also people who started young, faced failures, but kept going because their passion didn't let them give up. Age is like a label on a bottle. Passion is the water inside. The label can fade, change, or be replaced, but the water remains the true essence. Passion also has the power to inspire others, regardless of age. A child with strong passion can motivate grown-ups, and an elder with burning passion can awaken hope in the young. People are drawn to passion because it speaks a language everyone understands, the language of purpose. It breaks barriers, removes excuses, and builds bridges between generations. When someone is truly passionate, their age becomes invisible. What people see is their spirit. Passion is not something that appears at a fixed age. It can awaken at any point in life. Sometimes it starts early, sometimes it takes years of experiences and struggles to find it. But once it appears, it becomes stronger than any age-related boundary. Passion doesn't ask how old you are, it asks how far you are willing to go. It doesn't care when you start, it cares whether you start at all. Age can count the years, but passion counts the heartbeat behind every effort. When passion leads the way, numbers fade into the background and the journey becomes limitless. Courage is more powerful than timing. Many people wait for the perfect moment to begin, believing that success depends on being at the right place at the right time. They think that if the timing isn't ideal, their efforts won't work. But the truth is, timing is never more important than the courage to take action. A person with courage can turn an imperfect moment into a life-changing opportunity. They don't wait for doors to open on their own. They knock, and if needed, they build their own doors. Courage gives strength to face uncertainty, while timing only provides a moment. It is courage that turns moments into milestones. There are people who started their journeys in the worst situations, during times when everyone told them it wasn't possible. They didn't have support, they didn't have perfect plans, and they didn't have everything figured out. What they did have was courage, the courage to take the first step even when the path ahead wasn't clear. While others were waiting for the right time, These people were creating their own time. Their bravery became the foundation on which their success was built. They proved that timing may influence opportunities, but courage creates them. Courage has a way of breaking barriers that timing cannot. Timing depends on external factors, like conditions, resources, or the approval of others. Courage comes from within. It does not rely on the world's permission to act. A courageous person doesn't sit and wait for things to fall into place. They step forward and make things happen. Even if they face setbacks, their courage keeps them going. Courage doesn't guarantee immediate success, but it guarantees progress. And progress eventually leads to success. Many people have brilliant ideas, dreams, and plans, but they never move beyond the thinking stage because they are waiting for a sign. They tell themselves they will start when the situation improves, when they get older, when they have more money, or when others support them. In reality, these delays are often just fear in disguise. Courage removes that disguise. It pushes a person to act despite fear. It whispers, "Do it now," even when everything seems uncertain. And it is usually these courageous steps, taken in imperfect timing, that lead to great achievements. History and everyday life are full of stories where people acted courageously in the most unexpected times. Some launched businesses during economic crises. Some pursued education when society told them it was too late. Some stood up for themselves when everyone else stayed silent. Their timing was not ideal, but their courage was extraordinary. And because of that courage, they turned challenging times into their turning points. Timing can change, but courage leaves a permanent mark. Courage is also what helps people continue when things don't go as planned. Perfect timing doesn't guarantee a smooth journey. Even if someone starts at the right time, they will face challenges. Without courage, those challenges can make them give up. With courage, they learn, adjust, and keep going. Courage gives them resilience. It reminds them that obstacles are not signals to stop, but chances to grow stronger. Timing sets the stage, but courage writes the script. There are moments when everything seems uncertain, and it feels safer to wait. But those who succeed are often the ones who act, while others hesitate. They don't let fear control their pace. They trust their inner strength more than the external clock. They know that waiting too long for perfect timing can lead to missed opportunities. So they choose to act courageously, even if the world thinks the timing is wrong. It is this courage that turns ordinary people into examples of what is possible when bravery leads the way. Every day is a new chance to start. This simple line carries the strength to rebuild lives, rewrite stories, and reshape futures. Often, people trap themselves in the past. They keep thinking about the mistakes they made, the opportunities they missed, or the time they wasted. They allow yesterday to control their today. But the truth is, every new sunrise brings with it a fresh beginning. No matter how many times someone has fallen, each morning offers them another opportunity to stand up again and take a step forward. Life is not a straight path. It is a journey full of turns, pauses, and restarts. Many people believe that once they miss a chance, it will never come back. They think that their story is over if one chapter ends badly. But life doesn't work that way. Just like nature gives us a new day after every night, it gives us new chances after every failure. The only question is whether we choose to see those chances or remain stuck in regret. A single decision to start again can turn an ordinary day into the first day of a completely new life. Each new day is like a blank page. It doesn't care what was written yesterday. It gives you the pen and waits for you to write something new. You can decide to draw, to plan, to dream, or to build. What happened before may not be in your control anymore, but what you do today is. The power of a new beginning lies in your hands. Every morning, whether you are young, old, successful, or struggling, it doesn't discriminate, it just quietly waits for you to act. There are countless stories of people who changed their lives, not because of a big event, but because of a single day when they decided to start again. That day wasn't special on the calendar, it was a normal day like any other. But their decision made it powerful. They didn't wait for a new year, a new month, or a perfect time. They understood that every day is a gift, and starting today is better than waiting for tomorrow. One small step taken in the present can lead to a journey that changes everything. Starting again doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means learning from it and choosing to move forward despite it. Each day allows you to leave behind yesterday's failures, not by erasing them, but by building something better on top of them. Every sunrise is like a gentle reminder that life is still offering you a chance. It doesn't matter if you failed 100 times before. The next attempt might be the one that works. What matters is that you keep trying. Many people spend years waiting for the right moment to begin. They keep delaying their dreams, hoping that one day everything will align perfectly. But that perfect moment often never comes. What truly changes a life is the decision to use the day they have in front of them. The present moment is powerful because it is real. The past is gone, and the future hasn't arrived yet, but today is in your hand. If you choose to act today, you give yourself a chance to grow, to improve, and to move closer to your goals. Every day gives you a chance to restart not just your work, but your mindset. You can choose to let go of negative thoughts, doubts, or fears that held you back before. You can choose to focus on possibilities instead of problems. Each sunrise is like a quiet invitation from life to begin again, no matter what happened before. Some of the most successful journeys began on the most ordinary mornings, with nothing more than a decision to try once more. Faith and hard work lead to achievement. These two elements are like the foundation of any strong structure. Without them, even the most beautiful dreams remain fragile. Faith gives direction to the heart, while hard work gives power to the hand. When both come together, they create a force that can overcome challenges, silence doubts, and shape success at any age. Faith keeps a person going when the road is unclear, and hard work turns that belief into reality through effort, patience, and persistence. Faith is not just about believing in something blindly. It is about trusting yourself, your purpose, and the process, even when results are not visible yet. There are moments in every journey where progress is slow, obstacles seem endless, and doubts grow louder. In those moments, faith acts like a quiet light in the dark. It tells you to keep going, even when the world gives you reasons to stop. Faith doesn't promise immediate success, but it gives the strength to stay consistent. It reminds you that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it. Hard work is the physical expression of faith. It is what turns dreams into achievements. Without effort, even the strongest belief remains just a thought. Hard work means waking up early when you don't feel like it, practicing even when no one is watching, and pushing forward despite failure. It is about doing the small, repetitive tasks that slowly build something great. Many people admire success, but are not willing to put in the continuous effort that creates it. Those who achieve their goals understand that hard work is not a one-time action, but a daily habit. When faith and hard work walk side by side, they create balance. Faith keeps hope alive when hard work feels exhausting, and hard work keeps progress alive when faith is tested. If someone relies only on faith without action, their dreams remain distant. If they work hard without believing in their vision, they may lose motivation along the way. True achievement happens when both are present. One gives you the reason to keep going, and the other gives you the means to reach the destination. Age plays no role in this equation. A child with faith and dedication can achieve beyond expectations, and an older person with the same qualities can break stereotypes and accomplish new goals. Faith does not belong to a specific age group, and hard work doesn't care how old or young someone is. These two values are universal. Whether someone starts their journey early or late, these are the qualities that decide how far they go. Time may affect opportunities, but faith and effort determine outcomes. Many inspiring stories are built on this combination. People who had very little support, but believed deeply in their vision and worked consistently achieved extraordinary things. They didn't wait for luck or shortcuts. They trusted their abilities and worked with patience. Sometimes their journey took years, but their faith never faded, and their work never stopped. Eventually, results came, not because of age, but because of their unwavering commitment. Faith and hard work also help people recover from failure. No journey is free from mistakes or setbacks. When someone falls, faith gives them the courage to stand again, and hard work gives them the means to rebuild. Together, they turn failure into a lesson instead of a stopping point. People with these qualities don't depend on ideal conditions to succeed. They create their own path, step by step, with belief in their hearts and effort in their hands. Their achievements are proof that success is earned, not given, and that age has no power over determination. Ignore the voices that doubt you. In every journey toward success, there will always be people who question your abilities, criticize your dreams, or try to make you believe that you are not capable. Sometimes these voices are loud and harsh, and sometimes they are soft but constant, slowly weakening your confidence. They may come from strangers, friends, family, or even from within your own mind. But if you let these voices control you, they will build invisible walls around your potential. Ignoring them is not arrogance, it is self-protection. It is choosing to give more value to your vision than to the doubts of others. When someone dares to dream differently, society often reacts with disbelief. People find it easier to doubt than to support, because doubt costs nothing while support requires belief. Some will tell you that your goals are too big. Some will say that you don't have what it takes. Some will laugh, not because they know your limits, but because they don't have the courage to step beyond their own. Their doubts are reflections of their fears, not the measure of your abilities. If you start adjusting your path according to every doubting voice, you will keep shrinking your dreams until they fit inside someone else's limited imagination. The most dangerous doubts are the ones that come from inside. Sometimes after hearing negativity for a long time, those outside voices start living in your head. You begin questioning yourself. Am I good enough? What if I fail? What will people say? This inner doubt can be louder than any criticism from the world. To ignore these voices, you must first recognize them. They're not the truth. They're just echoes of fear. Once you separate them from your true thoughts, you can choose not to give them power. Successful people are not those who never heard doubt. They are the ones who learned how to walk forward despite them. They didn't let the noise stop their steps. They trusted their vision more than other people's opinions. At times they stood alone. At times they had to face laughter, rejection, and misunderstanding, but they kept going. Their journey shows that the world doesn't need to understand your dream for it to be real. The world often understands only after you've proven yourself, not before. Ignoring doubt does not mean being blind to advice or constructive feedback. It means knowing the difference between someone who genuinely wants to guide you and someone who simply doesn't believe in you. Constructive advice helps you grow. Doubtful voices try to hold you back. The key is to filter what you hear. Take what helps you improve, and block what tries to break your spirit. Not every voice deserves space in your mind. Many people have given up on their dreams too early because they allowed doubt to become louder than their desire. They looked for approval from everyone and waited to act until all voices agreed, which never happened. If you keep waiting for the world to support you fully, you may wait forever. There will always be someone who thinks you can't do it. But their opinion doesn't define your future, your belief does. When you learn to ignore doubting voices, you take back control of your journey. You no longer need permission to chase your dreams. You stop living to prove others wrong, and start living to make yourself proud. The more you focus on your path, the quieter those voices become. Over time, your actions speak louder than their words. Doubts may surround you, but they can't stop you if you don't let them inside. Real stories prove age doesn't define success. Throughout history and in our everyday lives, there are countless examples of individuals who achieved remarkable things at different stages of life. These stories are powerful because they break stereotypes and challenge the timelines society tries to set. They remind us that success is not about when you start, but about how determined you are to keep going. Real people, from children with extraordinary talent to elders who found their purpose late in life, show us that the human spirit has no age limit when it comes to achieving dreams. There are stories of children who showed brilliance far beyond their years. Some invent groundbreaking technologies, some write inspiring books, and some lead movements that change lives. Their achievements are not defined by their age, but by their passion and dedication. They refuse to wait until society decides they are old enough. Instead, they act with courage and determination, becoming proof that success can come early when someone is brave enough to follow their vision. These young achievers teach the world that talent and hard work don't need permission from age to shine. On the other hand, there are stories of people who discovered their calling later in life. Some started businesses after retirement, some picked up brushes and became painters in their 60s. Some began learning to read and write when others expected them to slow down. Their achievements prove that dreams can awaken at any time, and that it is never too late to begin again. They often carry wisdom, patience, and resilience that younger people may not yet have. These qualities become their strength, showing that late success is not less valuable, it is equally inspiring and meaningful. One of the most inspiring things about real stories is their diversity. Success does not follow a single pattern. For some, it happens fast. For others, it takes years of quiet effort. Some people achieve recognition young, but continue to grow, while others work in silence for decades before their efforts are noticed. This variety proves that age is not a deciding factor. What truly shapes success is persistence, belief, and action. Real stories highlight that everyone's journey is unique, and age cannot predict the outcome of that journey. Society often celebrates early success loudly, but overlooks late bloomer. Yet many of the most impactful figures in different fields achieve their best work later in life. Their experiences, failures, and lessons collected over the years became the foundation of their achievements. They remind us that every stage of life offers something different to our journey. Youth brings energy, and age brings depth. Both are valuable in their own way, and both can lead to success. Real stories also inspire others who might feel stuck because of their age. A young person may feel too inexperienced to start something big, but hearing about another young achiever can ignite their confidence. Similarly, someone older may think their time has passed, until they see someone their age achieving something incredible. These stories break mental barriers. They plant hope where doubt lived before. They make people realize that success is not reserved for a specific period of life, but is open to anyone who chooses to act. These stories also highlight a common thread: the courage to begin. Whether young or old, the individuals in these stories didn't wait for permission. They believed in their abilities and took consistent steps toward their goals. They faced challenges, rejection, and moments of doubt, but they kept going. Their age didn't protect them from obstacles, but it also didn't stop them from overcoming them. Real stories show that success doesn't care about when you start. It cares about whether you start at all. Each story becomes proof that age is only a detail, not a destiny. The right time is always now. Many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment to take action, believing that success depends on the alignment of circumstances. They wait for more experience, more support, more confidence, or fewer obstacles. But in reality, the idea of a perfect time is an illusion. Conditions are rarely flawless, and opportunities often appear disguised as challenges. The people who move forward are not the ones who wait. They are the ones who act. Now is the only real time we have, and every moment spent waiting is a moment lost that could have been used to build something meaningful. The present moment holds the greatest power because it is the only time when action can happen. The past cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain, but now is alive. It gives us the space to start, to grow, and to shape our journey. Many dreams remain unfulfilled not because they are impossible, but because people keep postponing their first step. They convince themselves that tomorrow will be better, but tomorrow turns into another tomorrow, and opportunities slowly fade away. Starting now, even with small steps, is what sets achievers apart from dreamers. Acting in the present doesn't mean being fully prepared. It means being willing to begin even with imperfections. Those who wait to know everything before they act often end up doing nothing. The most successful people in any field are rarely the ones who had a perfect plan from the beginning. They are the ones who learned as they moved forward. By starting now, they gave themselves the chance to grow, adjust, and improve. Momentum builds only after the first step is taken, and that step can only happen in the present. The fear of failure often hides behind the excuse of waiting for the right time. People delay their dreams to avoid discomfort or uncertainty. They tell themselves they will act when they feel ready, but readiness often comes through doing, not waiting. Each time someone takes action now, they prove to themselves that they are capable. With every step, confidence grows, and the path becomes clearer. Waiting rarely removes fear. Action does. The present also has a way of rewarding those who respect it. Opportunities tend to favor the ones who act quickly and bravely. A person who starts today may not have everything figured out, but they are already ahead of the person who plans endlessly without taking action. Life moves fast, and chances do not always wait. The people who recognize the value of now create their own rhythm, instead of waiting for the world to set it for them. Another truth about the right time being now is that every great journey begins with an ordinary moment. There is no grand signal or special day required to begin. What makes a moment special is the decision attached to it. Many life-changing stories started on regular days when someone decided they had waited long enough. They didn't wait for better weather, more applause, or perfect clarity. They acted, and that action turned an ordinary now into an extraordinary future. The idea of the right time being now applies to every stage of life. Young people may think they are too inexperienced, while older individuals may think their time has passed. Both beliefs create unnecessary delays. The truth is whether someone is at the start of their journey or in the later chapters. The moment they decide to act becomes their right time. Life does not run on a single schedule. Each person creates their timeline through their choices. By starting now, they take control of their story and stop letting time decide for them. The most powerful part of this idea is its simplicity. There is no need for perfect resources, ideal conditions, or a flawless plan. What is needed is a decision to stop waiting. Once that decision is made, everything else begins to move. The right time is not a date on a calendar or a future event. It is the moment you choose to begin, and that moment is always right here.